Got another video I'm making. Goofing around with my Mad Max car, Vixen. I inadvertently made it look like the spinner car on Blade Runner. It was completely unintentional, but I think it's pretty cool. All I really wanted to do was put a light bar on, and I wanted the light bar to be used as the arrow stick as turn signals. I'm not going to use the red and blues. I mean, I'll have a switch to run them, but if you look, I'm using the let's see, the arrow stick. Let's see here. I actually want to use the arrow stick for my turn signals in the front, and then this is going to be where all my storage is on my rack. So I have these for work lights, and then I have nothing in the front because I already have headlights. And then let's see, all these lights here in the front are actually going to be turn signals. I'm going to hook those to the turn signals left and right. So and they'll also be hooked to the flashers. These lights were already in the car. I just decided to hook them up. So with everything lit up, let's see if we can pull this off. Yeah, it's being finicky, of course, because I'm on video. So there's, with no ambers or takedowns, or what I'm calling them work lights. And then this is with all the ambers in the front. It's kind of cool the way they light up the hood and my, let's just say, accessories. And then the third installment is the actual, what I'm going to be using for work lights. So I've got lights on either side so that I can see anything next to the car. And then these, which are normally in the front as takedowns, will actually light up everything in the back here. So we've got my rearward facing anti-tailgate deterrent, and of course my stop stick spikes that are actually stopping you from tailgating me. So, but yeah, so this is one of two light bars I'm gonna have on here. But again, I'm not gonna be using the reds or blues anywhere except in the middle of the desert or on private property, which is where I'm at now. But I love how the light reflects. There's an image, a ghosted image of the lights in the front on the windshield. And oh, you're gonna like this. The view from inside is pretty spectacular. Whoa. That's so cool that I can see all the lights from inside the car because I'm using the light bar also as like a sun visor or moon visor, kind of like the Australian vehicles. So let's see if I can turn. So that's for the blues in the front. So, but yeah, this is actually turning out really crazy. And then of course the inside of the car is starting to look like Blade Runner stuff too. So I've got blues and reds and well, I guess just blues and reds is mainly what I have in here. I'm gonna have a tablet over here, so I'm literally gonna have more stuff in here than I need. I got extra power everywhere, so I've got my charger for 2 of my phones at once. I've got another port, 12-volt port. I'm going to put plugs on this because I could just see me dropping a coin down there. I've got my USB ports here. I've got a picture of my car right here. Let's see. So these are what my gauges are. Come on. So they're blue, and then I've got my GPS. This is crazy how much stuff I have in this car. I got my GPS. I've got my voltage. I've got my Bluetooth Kenwood audio. I've got my little dude here. So I've got quite a few things going on in here. So, and then I've got my PA for all my other lights. Yep, I know. So, got some crazy stuff in here. But that's about it for now. You don't want to go to sleep? I see how you are. So that's what we got there. Oh. Turn all the lights off. I'll show you what this all looks like with the actual lights on, so you can see. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. So you can actually see what the light bar looks like when it's not being used. That thing is insanely bright. So I'll basically shut off each function. Basically, all I'm going to ever use on the street is so these are going to be my work lights. So again, I want to be able to light up everything on top of the vehicle. I want to be able to use these as work lights. They'll be individually controlled. And then these are going to be hooked to my turn signals and my hazard lights. So, and when it's all off, oh, now you want to work when I'm not wanting you to work? Of course. So this is going to be mounted just like this. So I actually have a sun visor, because that's what I noticed on all the Australian cars. They always have some type of sun visor. So this serves as two purposes. For one, it's a cool light bar. Two, I turn the light bar around backwards, so the traffic advisor is actually going to be my turn signals, hazard lights, and it's also going to be like a warning light, because I can actually hook it up to its own. There's 4 functions on it. So the last function is literally just going to be an oscillating, or like a wigwag function. So there's going to be ambers on one side and the other separately. The work lights, of course, are nice because I already have spotlights on the car that are fully functional on the remote switches, which are really nice to control everything, but these pull a lot of juice. These are actually an AC bulb in a DC housing. So the elements are a lot more robust and stronger, but they also pull a lot of juice. So I'd rather use the small halogens that are in the light bar, which are designed for extended use anyways. So I have work lights, I have actually warning lights that aren't emergency lights, and then I have the takedowns that go to the rear, which light up everything on the roof. And then it's a sun visor that doesn't, the light bar in its normal location would actually be either up here or back further. And for one, it would be a waste of room because I can actually put stuff between this roof rack and the roof. And I can completely use the whole roof rack without having the light bar on it. So it's functioning as shade, it's got function, and it doesn't take up any room of any place that I need to store stuff. So I think it's a win-win in every direction. Not to mention, the red and blues are crazy. So I'm actually going to be mounting another light bar on the back of the car, and this is where it's going to get tricky. Because this one, the way I'm going to mount it is actually onto the rebar with brackets. So, but it's actually going to function completely as a, even when it's not working, not even turned on, it's going to be a sun visor. The other light bar, I don't know if you'll be able to see very well, is this actual rear bumper is made out of steel motorcycle ramps. And there happens to be just enough room in between the bumper and the leading edge of the original bumper that I'm going to put another light bar upside down and pointed in the same fashion where it's going to be reversed. So it's going to have the arrow stick towards the rear, so I'm going to use it for turn signals. It's going to have the work lights are going to be shining out the sides, probably, I think, yeah, they're going to be pointing right out here. And then at the front of the light bar, when it's under there, it's actually going to shine all under the car. So I'll have technically like rock lights on a rock crawler pointing from the rear of the car forward, and then I'll have amber lights to hook to the turn signals on the car to use as turn signals. And then I'll of course have the functions of the arrow stick, because I have to put an arrow stick controller to actually do the arrow stick function that I want to do, to have the lights sequentially go across from left to right or right to left. I'm going to have to actually have an arrow stick controller. So, but I don't need that immediately. I actually sold one of the arrow stick controllers with one of these light bars today, or yesterday. I made about $420 some odd on a bunch of police car parts, which I end up with after the fact. And then, of course, I recycle parts from the police cars on the police car. This is the mufflers that actually came off of this car. So they're used as functional hood scoops. And then I've got, of course, my rearward facing Gatling gun. And I'm going to be doing some painting on that pretty soon. So, yeah, I got some stuff going on, to say the least. So, all right, well, thanks for watching again.